Hey there, y'all. I am Ray from the Power Revolution LLC on YouTube. Thank y'all for stopping by. Don't forget to smash that subscribe button and hit that like button and spread these videos like peanut butter. So, today I want to talk a little bit about the Sirian and Pleiadian star system, which I am actually a descendant of the Pleiadian star system through ancient Sumeria and Iraq, and also through my ancestry DNA, which I have done. I am literally related to the Dogon tribe in Mali. Right now, I'm 7% Mali and 17% Nigerian, Yoruba Nigerian. My father, he actually told us that we had his great uncle was a slave, and he told my father that he was from Rwanda, or the Tutsi people, and so I guess there was a migration through that land into where he was captured as a slave. I had to change my location because there's a lot of noise going on out there. So I wanted to start with talking a little bit about the Dogon tribe. Now, the Dogon tribe is actually located in Mali, Africa, and they have long reported that they descended from the stars, most specifically Sirius B, which was a star that most people did not think existed, and they found out I guess in the last decade or so that it did in fact exist. And so that kind of supports their oral tradition of history, where they derived from. Now, I am 7% Mali, which means that I am related, like literally related to them right now, which is really exciting. And then in my DNA, I also have Iraqi blood, about 300, tracing about 300 years ago. So that would make sense because my blood would be related to the Iraqis that live there now, but more like 300 years ago, which would mean that would be ancient Sumerians because it's in the central location, or the specific location that Sumeria existed. So the Sumerians came from the Pleiadian star system. Now, what's very interesting, and I'll tack a picture of it on the end of this video, is my birthmark on my right arm. Actually, all my life I thought it was a butterfly. Come to find out, it's a Pleiadian star map. So it is an exact replica of the Pleiadian star system. So I find that very interesting. And then also, since I was 5 years old, I have been in communication with who I call God, and I have seen what I have called angels, but it could also, be that I was in communication to my home planet, and I have been since I was 5 years old. And so a lot of the wisdom and knowledge that I teach, I literally at times am downloading or channeling from the spirit, and it could be that I am tapping into my ancient ancestry, that ancient wisdom that has been passed in my bloodline, and also from how I describe as the Holy Spirit and the Spirit of God. And so I find that very exciting. Also, it is speculated that Jesus Christ is a descendant of the Pleiadian star system, that his family line, even the Jews, starting from Abraham, who descended from family in which was ancient Sumeria, could very well originated from the Pleiades. Now I want to talk about Pleiadians. There's a lot of misinformation about the Pleiadian star seeds, about how do you know that you're a Pleiadian star seed. First of all, the biggest lie is that they're blonde and blue-eyed and Nordic looking. Actually, a real Pleiadian is African descent. So if you're not African descent, I'm sorry, you could never be Pleiadian. Second of all, the Sirians. If you are not African descent, again, you could never be Pleiadian. So just because you might presently be have a higher percentage of European or white, you may want to look in your ancient DNA regions and journeys, because you may actually find traces of African descent, but it would mean that you may not have immediately in your physical DNA right now the active alien DNA, but you may have come from that years ago through centuries and centuries in your family. But people that are star seeds, that are Pleiadian star seeds or Sirian star seeds, and they're here to change the planet because it's encoded in their DNA, are all African American or African descent, sorry. They're all African descent. So I just wanted to clear that up. They are not at all Nordic. Thank you. Also, it is speculated that Jesus Christ is a descendant of the Pleiadian star system, that his family line, even the Jews, starting from Abraham, who descended from family in which was ancient Samaria, could very well originated from the Pleiades. And the reason why that Pleiadians could not possibly be Nordic is because the Pleiadians that exist here on Earth, they came from ancient Samaria. Ancient Samaria, and all of the Sumerians were African. That means the Anunnaki, and all of them were African. The Nordic tribes and the white European American tribes, maybe they came from a different star system, but it wasn't Pleiadian. It definitely wasn't Sirian. All right. So I hope that clears that up. And then also, more than likely, they did come from a different star system. And that is probably why we have what they call racial discrimination and wars and everything. It really comes all the way from ancient alien battles. So it's quite interesting, but the more you dig into it, the more you understand. Okay, now because I know that AI, people use AI to manipulate things and do all kind of stuff, I wanted you to actually see that I am being truthful, that on my right arm is a birthmark of the Pleiadian star system. All right, so this is me, my hand, my bracelets, and that is my arm. I want to make sure I got a better shot so you could see that. There you go. Now, what's interesting about my birthmark is that it is the 7 sisters of the Pleiades on my arm. And so I find that very fascinating, because in the book of Job, even God is written that he talks about how he bound the 7 sisters of the bound the Pleiades. And actually the 7 sisters of the Pleiades appear in many oral and written mythology and traditions of cultures all over the world, not just like Greek or the Roman, but all the way back to ancient Africa. And to be honest, the Greeks and Romans stole all of their religion and beliefs and pantheons and all that from Africa. In fact, they deified Africans. They called them Ingers, which meant gods. So they believed that Africans were gods because they knew that they had descended from the stars. And so they based a lot of their gods on true Africans that were living. They're who they considered the creators of the world.